Hey guys, Ryan here. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my new favorite secondary to run in Warzone. I use this thing on a ton of classes, and I feel like it's one of the best options if you can't run overkill or you want to run tempered early in the game. It just has really good damage, great mobility, and I'm going to be breaking down why I think you should try it out and maybe use it. I'm going to be going over the best builds and attachments in my eyes and what I currently run with it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, you don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe. But if you do, it really helps out the channel. But more importantly, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. But let's get into it. So as you can see from this background gameplay, up close, this thing is absolutely dominant. Now, in terms of pure time to kill, there's a lot of guns that beat it, but there is not a lot of guns that has the mobility and the ability to kill people like this thing does. Because of how quick you are with it, because of the handling stats, you're going to cause people to miss bullets, you're going to have advantages in situations, and your mobility is going to be insane. The movement speed is amazing, and it's one of the best parts about this gun. It also can be somewhat inconsistent because of the whole burst fire feature, but from what I found, as long as you aren't using it beyond 15 meters or so, it's going to be reliable. Anything past that, it starts to get a little iffy, but if you're keeping it within that, 0 to 15 meters, this thing shreds, especially if you can hit that upper chest headshot area. You're going to find you're going to start melting kids, and it's going to easily feel like one of the best secondaries. If you're wondering why you should use this over something like the Psychov or the Kimbo M19s, I'll explain here. It's because they nerfed almost all secondaries to have a little bit more balanced time to kill and not kill as fast as most SMGs. So before, things like the AMP and the Psychov actually had pretty competitive time to kills with a lot of SMGs, but they went and nerfed the time to kills. So now my old favorite, the Psychovs, while it's still actually really good and still very viable, it just doesn't feel as good to me as the Diamattis do now. And that's ironic because before this, I would have said the exact opposite. Before Raven did these changes about a month ago or so, the Psychov just felt like the best secondary in the game. The single Psychov felt amazing to me. But now the Diamatti is easily one of my favorite guns in the game, and I'm comfortable running it with the long range AR in Verdansk or Rebirth, and I'm comfortable running with the sniper in Verdansk or Rebirth Island. You have to understand how to use this gun, but you really want to rely on hip firing when you're really up close with that good mobility, and then you want to rely on hitting upper chest shots and headshots, because if you can get one or two headshots with this thing, you're going to melt people so quick, it's actually insane. It's one of the best secondaries in the game right now. I will say the Kimbo M19s, man, they were kind of the king of the secondaries. Now, they're still very good and they're still very viable, but I just wouldn't recommend using them over something like this because you're going to have a little bit more control with the Diamatti and you're going to feel a little more consistent with it. The only issue with hipfire guns and relying on a lot of hipfire and things like akimbo is there's a certain element of RNG involved. And so when the M19s had their super fast time to kill before and would kill almost quicker than any other gun up close, it was really worth it to run it because the RNG really didn't matter. Even if you missed one or two shots, you would still kill pretty quickly. But now after they nerfed it, if you miss one or two shots or even 3-4, which is very possible, that's when you're going to run into issues. So that's why I like something that's a little bit more reliable like the Diamatti, or I still, even the AMP and Psychov are really good, but for the most part, I would recommend the Diamatti. Now, one of the other main benefits of this gun is the ability that it allows you to run Ghost early on and have an effective secondary, or if you come back from the gulag late in the game or you get bought back, it's a good weapon to have later in the game for up close. It's going to give you a chance to kill people when you can run like a fully loaded AR in your Ghost class. But the other thing that I love is I love running tempered. And so early in the game sometimes on Verdansk or even in Rebirth like you're seeing here, I'm going to grab that tempered class with my long range AR or my sniper and this Diamatti. And I'll be able to kill tons of kids, I'll be able to get a lot of kills, and it's going to feel amazing. Tempered is a really good perk, and I think running it is something that a lot of people aren't doing yet, but they should really consider. And I think this opens up the door for people to running it. But if you're a more conservative player and you're not too aggressive, the other thing that's really good about this is it allows you to run Ghost early, which I know a lot of people like to do, because it allows them to sneak up on squads who already got their loadout. They'll have their heartbeat out, they'll think they're in the clear, and then boom, they run into a ghosted squad. So that's one of the other key strengths this gun has. Now, I want to go over the build I have for it. I use the agency suppressor, the task force barrel, a 30 round mag, the serpent wrap, and then lastly, I alternate between 3 of the different lasers. If you want movement speed, run the Tiger Team Spotlight. If you want more damage range, run the Ember Team. And if you want a little more hip firing ability, run the 5 milliwatt laser. Now, that's going to be the main build I use. The build you're currently seeing in the background video is going to be the agency suppressor, the task force barrel, the 5 milliwatt laser, the 30 round mag, and of course the serpent wrap. I just want to do a quick recap of the build and also let people know exactly what I was using in the gameplay they're seeing here. Now, I would really not recommend running akimbos with these guys. The time to kill benefit is not worth it. It just doesn't feel that good. The hipfire RNG will screw you over, and you're just not going to really enjoy it. Now, running the single variant feels way, way different. Now, just aiming down sight and focusing on using good movement and using the ability to pre-aim people is key, because every headshot you get, every upper chest shot is going to really, really add a lot to the feel of this gun. I cannot stress that enough, guys. Focus on getting 1 or 2 headshots or even just upper chest shots, and you're going to notice people dropping so easy. And the main strength of this gun is it just doesn't have that high of recoil. Now, talking about 15-20 meters away, this gun actually has pretty steep recoil, and it's a little bit of an issue to deal with, but it's not the worst thing to deal with. It's just, do keep in mind that when you are fighting people outside of like 0 to 10 meters, you're gonna feel the weakness of this gun. Now, it also will sometimes just betray you. I can't stress that enough, guys. Sometimes this gun will just let you down. You're going to be shooting someone, you're going to hit them with 3-4 bursts. They're not going to die. You're going to feel robbed. They're going to have no health, and you're just going to ask yourself how. And it's because the unfortunate nature of burst guns is that 1 or 2 bullets is going to really adversely affect the time to kill. So if 1 of those 2 bullets is off because of whatever reason, you're just going to find yourself losing gunfights that you really feel like you shouldn't. And that's the only major drawback to this gun, because this gun has great mobility, it has great handling stats. And what I mean by handling stats is that ADS is quick, so that means it aim down sight quick. It has great sprint to fire time, and that means you're going to have an advantage over a lot of players out there in Warzone. When you run into an AR, for example, they're going to have a much slower sprint to fire time than you, and that's going to allow you to just absolutely destroy kids. And that's one of the main strengths of this gun. It also allows you to have a lot of variance in the perks, and one of the best things you can do with it is kill someone with a really good SMG you like, and then boom, you found your new secondary and something else you can use throughout the entire game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just want to say thank you guys for supporting the channel. We are consistently growing. I'm not really sure where we're going to end up or where this is going to take us, but with a Vanguard around the corner, a new anti-cheat coming up, and my channel just feeling like it's really hitting its peak, I cannot wait for the future of Warzone and this channel. I just want to say thank you guys for all of the support I've had. Thank you guys for watching this video. Have a good day. It's been Ryan. Peace.